Hey guys, it's Wulf, and I'm finally back with another CD review. Assuming that I upload these in order, which I plan on uploading them in like the order I record them. Anyway, new CD review. Also, quick note, if the audio sounds different, it's not permanent. I'm recording this with a different microphone than I usually do. I'm recording this with like a handheld thing. It's actually the Tascam recorder that I use sometimes when I'm doing videos or like I move around, or I use it for Quentin's Video Emporium videos. So it still sounds really good. It's just not the normal Blue Yeti microphone. I still have that. I just don't have it like on me. Like I don't have it like on my person with me right now as I'm recording this. So I'm just using this microphone. Anyway, today I'm looking at Now That's What I Call Music 72, the compilation album. Actually, I'm recording this the day that Now That's What I Call Music 73, I think, came out earlier today, which is kind of interesting. But, you know, I found this at a Walmart and I was kind of like, hey, you know what? Why not? And there's actually a couple of reasons why I bought this, and some reasons why I think you might like Now That's What I Call Music compilations more than you would expect if you don't like them already. I was one of these people that for a long time I kind of thought that it was kind of stupid to buy a music compilation rather than just buying the songs that you wanted. Or anyway, we'll get into that later. So on the cover, as you guys can see, it says Now That's What I Call Music 72. It's very clear what it is. So the title is right there, which is nice and everything. And this one has sort of like, I guess goop, almost like golden goop is like what their thing is this time. A lot of the Now That's What I Call Music artwork I've found looks kind of like, the best way I can put it is it's like an explosion of some form. And in this time, in this cover art, they decided to make an explosion of like golden stuff, which I think is, you know, it kind of looks, I don't know. It's weird because it looks like, I don't know, I don't feel like I would associate it with music necessarily, but Now That's What I Call Music has been making these albums for so long that whenever I see one of their albums, it's just very obvious like that it's one of their albums. Like they have such a unique art style going on, like I said, with just an explosion of like something in every cover art that you know that it's a Now That's What I Call Music compilation. So I think that even though, you know, if you handed me, I don't even know, like any artist album with this sort of art on it, I would probably say, wow, that's weird. But for Now That's What I Call Music, it fits like perfectly because it's the exact art style that they've used for the past however many years. So you know exactly what it is right from the art. Anyway, also, like I said, tells you exactly what it is right on the cover. On the side, you got Now That's What I Call Music 72 again, Universal Music Group. They are the ones who create these Now That's What I Call Music compilations. However, I do want to note one important thing to keep in mind if you're looking to buy a Now That's What I Call Music compilation. There's actually a difference between Now That's Music and Now Music. I found this out sort of without even, I don't even like meaning to, I guess. But Now Music, let's look at the back of the artwork here because I'll mention what I'm talking about. Down at the bottom left, you see nowthat'smusic.com. That is the website for the American version of Now That's What I Call Music. There are actually multiple versions of Now That's What I Call Music in a variety of countries. However, the main two seem to be America and the UK. So if you go to nowthat'smusic.com, you'll get the American version. The UK version is at nowmusic.com, and that actually has been going on for longer. So this album is 72, and it's like the late 2019 album that they released. Now That's What I Call Music in the UK is already over album 100. So they've actually had more releases in the UK version, and the UK version, so far as I know, is actually 2 discs usually instead of just 1. That's just a interesting little differentiation thing there. Anyway, we're already looking at the back. So on the right hand side, you guys can see, continues on with that sort of like golden liquid, I don't even know what to call it, sort of explosion, which fits because it fits with the cover. Which reminds me, one thing about the side was a little bit generic. I don't know, I mean, it's good because it's easily readable, but also I think it's kind of cool when artwork sort of flows right from the front to the side to the back, which I mean, I guess it kind of does because it flows from the front to the back. But anyway, come to think of it, actually, I do like the side. I think it's good that they chose readability over than continuing the art. Which, speaking of readability, I like how on the left-hand side it kind of fades just to white, because then it's easy again to read the track list, which I feel like sometimes I talk about how like artwork can get in the way of reading the track list, but also how sometimes artwork is sort of important to be under the track list. I think for a compilation album like this, it's very good to focus on readability rather than like continuity, whatever, of the artwork. Anyway, so as you guys can see, whole bunch of tracks. Now the thing with Now That's What I Call Music albums are are, and this is I think a really, really good definition of it that I came up with. If you buy one, you're going to hear the radio from the months when that one was produced. So this one, like I said, late 2019, still pretty recent, assuming that I upload this video reasonably quickly. It's still stuff that you're going to hear on the radio. When I bought this album, I looked at the track list and I thought, I could turn on the radio and probably hear any of these songs right now. Which, if you don't really like listening to the radio, or you get sick of the radio, because the radio, top 40 stations and stuff do tend to play the same songs over and over and over again, this might not necessarily be for you. But that's one of the things that I think is good about Now That's What I Call Music albums, is that if for any reason you ever want to go back and have like a nostalgia trip, go look for a Now That's What I Call Music album from whatever time period you're looking for. I was looking on the Wikipedia page for all the Now That's What I Call Music albums, and I decided to look and see like the ones from around when I would have graduated high school. And sure enough, I was looking at the track lists and I was like, man, yeah, I remember when I was in high school, like riding around town and hearing all these songs on the radio. So even though like I feel like it's kind of a double-edged sword, if you will, with how accurate Now That's What I Call Music albums are to what's popular on the radio. It'd be kind of annoying if you buy one when it first comes out and you're already sick of what's on the radio. However, at the same point, if you buy one a little ways after it's already come out, it's actually kind of cool to go back and listen, and like you just pop it in and it feels like you're listening to the radio again from whatever time period. As for the songs on here, I feel like it's a pretty good selection. Like I said, it is accurate to what I was hearing on the radio. I will say one thing that I was a little bit surprised about is the only song on here that I would really consider country is track 16, One Thing Right, from Marshmello and Kane Brown. As much as people really hate to admit it, country is a very, very big market, and I'm very surprised that they didn't choose to put more country songs on here, because it feels a little bit unbalanced, I'd say. I feel like there's a good number of rap songs, there's a good number of just like general pop songs. I feel like rock is sort of a hard thing to call music now, because there's so much rock pop stuff, but it's a good mix overall, except for I feel like it actually could use more country songs, but not really huge complaint. Also, the way that they're organized, at first I wasn't super fond of it, but then I, actually paid attention and listened to it like in depth before doing this review, like I try to do with the albums I review. And in actuality, the way they have these tracks laid out is pretty good. I wouldn't say they necessarily flow the best into each other, but also when you think of how the radio works, and they'll jump from, I don't even know, they would jump from like Kane Brown to like DaBaby. Like I think that this is like, if you were listening to the radio and you had a good DJ, this is how they would probably organize it, I guess is a good way to put it. Also, down at the bottom, now presents what's next. So there are 5 songs here down at the bottom that are artists that, like, whoever at Now That's What I Call Music said, hey, these are going to be big. Now, at first I was like, I haven't heard of any of these people except for Polo G and Lil Tay J from Pop Out. But then I realized, oh wait, that's the point, is to not have heard of these people. Yeah, all of those songs, I guess, I feel like the top, the first 16 are songs that you probably heard because they're popular radio music. 17 through 21 are songs that you might not have heard before. They're all actually pretty good, I would say. Take a listen to them if, they sound interesting by title and artist. They're all pretty good. You've probably heard Pop Out. Okay, sorry for the awkward cut in audio there. My Tascam recorder, I knew it was low on battery, but it decided to just stop recording without actually giving any, it told me on the screen, but the way I'm holding it, the screen isn't showing. Anyway, what I was saying was that you've probably heard Pop Out, because that has, I believe, last time I saw it, almost 200 million views on YouTube. So that one, they were kind of right actually with Pop Out, because Polo G and Lil Tay J did get a lot of people listening to that song. So anyway, I think that's probably enough talking about track list and all of that stuff. So what happens when you open the case? Well, when you open the case, you are greeted with the Now That's What I Call Music 72 CD. It's almost like a inverted color version of the artwork that, with the gold stuff that's on the rest of the artwork. I actually kind of like the look of it. It's different, but it's also kind of consistent still, because it's still the same shape, I guess. It adds some uniqueness to it, because it's not just the same stuff as the rest of the artwork. It's not just more of the same colorful explosion thing. It's inverted color. Underneath the CD, it's just a continuation of the explosion color thing, and it also tells you that Now That's What I Call Music always comes out 4 times a year, and then the next times that it'll come out, which now 73, like I said, did actually come out in January 2020, and that's when the next Now That's What I Call Music compilations will come out. 74 and 75 tells you where to follow Now That's Music. Like I said, if you follow Now That's Music, that's the American version of Now That's What I Call Music. However, if you see Now Music on social media and stuff, that tends to be the UK version. Just kind of an interesting little thing. So, as for the insert's pretty cool because the insert, it tells you like the songs again. Well, it tells you who the songs are by and everything. But one of the things that the insert does that I really, really like is that it actually shows you the album art for that song. So it shows you either like the art for the whole album, if it's part of an album, or if it's a single, like the, what is it, Hate Me from Ellie Goulding and Juice WRLD. That's a single, so it shows you like the single artwork. So that's pretty cool, I think, that they've got that in there. And then on the Now That's Up Next, the prediction thing, I already forgot what it was called. What was it called? Now Presents What's Next. They actually have little like biographies and pictures of the people that are in that section. So that's really cool because then you get some info about the artists without even having to look anywhere other than the CD that you're already listening to. So that's awesome. And honestly, that's about it for the insert. So overall, I've kind of already talked about the music. It's one of these scenarios where since it's a compilation, I don't really want to go into detail about every single song, and since it's a popular music compilation, you've probably heard a fair amount of these songs before anyway. So let's, overall, like I said, it sounds good. All of the songs on here made it to popular music radio stuff top 40 for a reason. So obviously they're pretty good, at least to some people. You might not always necessarily agree. The now who's up next, whatever. I keep forgetting. Now Presents What's Next. That's what it's called. Those songs are all pretty good. I haven't really heard any of them, like I said, except for Pop Out, but the other 4 on there are actually really good, and I would suggest you go take a listen to them. They're not at all like Pop Out, really. They're kind of different genres, but they are all pretty good songs. So there's that. Now, I want to say one of the interesting things, or one of the important things, I guess, rather, about music compilations, and that's what I call music, that was one of the main reasons why I bought this and have started buying Now That's What I Call Music compilation is, and I didn't think about this before, but there's a couple things that Now That's What I Call Music compilations and other compilations of music do that I don't know if there's really another way to get it done. So for one, all of the music in Now That's What I Call Music is supposedly, and I say that because I also have Now That's What I Call Music 71, and there's some songs on there that don't seem to be censored. But Now That's What I Call Music usually is censored pretty well. Now that is one thing I do want to mention, that the censorship between songs can vary in quality in extreme amount. So, for example, on here, Suge from DaBaby is actually pretty well censored. They did a good job with censoring out all the swear words in that. Now, Ransom from Lil Tecca is okay censorship, but they didn't really make it fancy. They just kind of blanked out the words that he can't really say on the radio. Now, Pop Out was not very well censored, and one of the things that really confuses me about the way they censored Pop Out is they censored words like robbery. I'm trying to think of what the other one was. The main one that really stuck out to me is I don't really understand why they censored the word robbery when a couple songs earlier in Ransom, they didn't censor the word Glock, which is a gun, stuff like that. So the censorship can be a little bit uneven, I guess is the best way to put it. But nonetheless, as a radio host like I am, it's kind of useful to have these in my arsenal because they have popular music and they have clean versions of it for the most part. It's not always the clean version, or it's not always the cleanest version. I think also in the Ransom one, they missed the S word one time. I don't know, I might have just misheard it, but it seemed like that. But it does tend to be clean version of the music, so that's nice to have. And also another thing, so this also kind of can be the only way to get some of these songs in a physical format. So on this album, the one that stuck out to me is again Pop Out. That's not available on a physical format anywhere else so far as I know. Hate Me also is not available on a physical format so far as I know. There's probably even more songs. I don't know if Suge is or not, but I don't believe that Suge is. I don't believe that Panini is, except for on the Lil Nas X 7 EP thing that was on vinyl, but only released on vinyl or whatever. Anyway, what I'm getting at is this is actually also kind of important as a preservationist stance to get music on physical formats. And as I get more of these, and that's what I call music compilations, and show you guys those, there's other songs too that I've found on these that I don't even know where they're available to buy sometimes other than here and like YouTube. But anyway, this has already been a pretty long video, I feel like. But then again, this is also the first, and that's what I call music review that I've done. So there was a lot of extra sort of information that I wanted to say. Anyway, now that's what I call music 72. The first That's What I Call Music that I bought, and it's pretty good. I mean, like I said, if you think of Now That's What I Call Music as like a way to listen to the radio from a certain time period, it is incredible because it's just so, honestly, so well made for relevance of songs and stuff. Anyway, though, like I said, it's pretty good. I don't really necessarily actually have that much to say as for like the quality of the songs since they're all so popular already. Thanks for watching. See you guys in future videos. I've got more. Oh man, I've got so many. I say this in like every episode, but the piles just keep getting bigger and bigger. I have so many CDs to review still, including another Now That's What I Call Music CD, and probably more of those in the future. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you guys in future videos, and bye-bye.